United Nations Day, Above and Beyond, is celebrated to remember the Organization of United Nations and its agenda of promoting human rights, diversity and progress across the world.
Exactly 74 years ago, from 1943, the United Nations officially came into being. So, we are here to take you all through some of the important facts and events about UN and India in Europe.
The history of UN began from 1943. The fall of Constantinople into the hands of Ottoman Empire helped the Europeans to explore the lands beyond the sea. These explorations mark the beginning of a new age, the Renaissance.
Renaissance led to the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution helped the Europeans to expand their control beyond Europe. There began the age of colonization. Britain and France succeeded in making large colonies and became superpowers during the early 80s. The German unification by Bismarck and their desire for wealth and power, ambition to become a colonial power, paved the ways for First World War due to the arrogant attitude of Empire Kaiser William II.
On June 20th, Archduke Francis Ferdinand, heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, was shot dead by the Black Command of Serbia. Austria declared war on Serbia, followed by a series of wars amongst countries, marked the beginning of First World War in 1914.
By 1919, Germany and her allies were suppressed and Germany was forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles.
The humiliation of Treaty of Versailles and the rise of Hitler marked a new beginning in the history of Germany and the history of mankind. Hitler prepared and trained Germany for 20 years, and then they attacked Poland on September 1939, that marked the beginning of Second World War.
During the initial years of war, when US joined, Germany, her allies, started losing their grip. And on May 7, 1945, Hitler committed suicide and Germany surrendered. But the Japanese forces did not surrender. And on August 6, Hiroshima was bombed, and on August 9 at Nagasaki, and finally Japan surrendered.
After the bitter experiences of world wars, the world leaders realized the need for an organization to maintain peace. On April 25, 1945, Conference on International Organization was set up. On June 26, UN Charter was first drafted, and on October 24, the UN came into existence.
Now, final signing of the Charter. China signing first as the first nation attacked in this war.
Sponsored by Mexico, which it has just passed.
India signed the UN Charter with other countries. India, after her independence, had to face a tough time with the Kashmir issue, and in 1948, with the advice of Lord Mountbatten, Nehru referred the case of Kashmir in UN.
Problems we have before us. We may not solve those problems. No one will be.
In January, the Security Council adopted Resolution 39 and established UNCIP to investigate and mediate the dispute. Through a lot of negotiations and discussions, finally they signed an agreement in Karachi in 1949.
Then, gradually, they be the problem.
In 1949, Nehru sent his best man as the command of UN delegation, Mr. V.K. Krishnamani. He propagated Nehru's idea of non-alignment and non-intervention in UN. As a nation and as a leader, Nehru and India were both gaining a lot of publicity. In 1953, Vijayalakshmi Pandit became the first woman president of UN General Assembly.
Is in recognition of the part women will play in furthering the UN. Wearing the colorful sari of India, Madam Pandit assumes office.
During the days of Korean War, India stood both as a mediator between the nations and also as an advisor to the UN. India took firm stance during the Korean War and propagated the ideas of non-violence and non-alignment. India sent troops and medical corps during the Korean War. When Kashmir issue was raised again, V.K. Krishnamenon made his 8 hours long historic speech.
But of those things that strike the consciousness of men. And first, therefore, the feeling that we have in that recollection is that United Nations has been worthwhile.
India and UN played a major role in maintaining the integrity and independence of Congo. Nehru forced the UN to play a council role in the issue, and UN agreed. Indian armed forces were sent and successfully stopped the civil war.
During all these delegations, India propagated the ideas of non-alignment, and in 1961, non-alignment program was inaugurated in Yugoslavia. For the first time in 1967, India entered the UN Security Council as a non-permanent member.
In the next year, India joined the disarmament program. During the late 80s, UN agencies started working in India. In 2001, International Organization of Migration began operation in India following the Gujarat earthquake at Berch in January 2001. In 2007, India sent all the women peacekeeping forces to Liberia with duty of 24 hours to guard and keep the public order management.
And presently, India serves as a non-permanent member in UN Security Council and was also re-elected to UN Human Rights Commission.
A period of 3 years beginning January 1st, 2019, India received 188 votes in the Asia-Pacific category, the highest number of votes among all candidates. Along with India, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Fiji and Philippines had also staked a claim in the same regional group. India had previously been elected to the Geneva-based Human Rights Council twice in 2011 and 2014. The 18 new members were elected by absolute majority through a secret ballot. Countries needed a minimum